Who decides what is cool? Is it consumers or is it marketers? Think about the last time you bought a product that you thought was cool. What made you buy that particular product? Do you think it is by chance that you and many other consumers had the same idea that this particular product was cool? This presentation will investigate consumer behavior and how marketers use knowledge of this behavior to direct consumers' needs and wants. It is vital for marketers to understand how consumers behave in making purchasing decisions. The consumer decision-making process is the general process consumers follow to make purchasing decisions. Meet Bob. Let's follow Bob through the consumer decision-making process. The first stage of consumer decision-making is when a consumer identifies a desire for something they do not have, known as need recognition. What prompts the consumer to believe they need or want something they do not have? This desire can be triggered by the senses. Bob feels hungry, recognizing the need or want for food. So what does Bob do next to satisfy this need? Consumers will begin to search for information to satisfy this newly identified need or want. The search may start within the consumer's mind or by asking a friend. Perhaps the consumer will consult with an external source of information to find a product to satisfy their need. Bob decides he will search the internet to find something to eat in his area. Bob has narrowed down his search and will now evaluate the alternatives to make a decision. Bob will have to evaluate the options he has to make a decision of which fast food item he will purchase to satisfy his needs. Bob has now reached the stage where he will make a purchasing decision. Bob now enters the post-purchase stage of the decision-making process, where he reviews his decision. It is important for marketers to understand the purchasing decision-making process to effectively engage consumers. At each stage of decision-making, marketers have the opportunity to attract the consumer to purchase their product by understanding the factors that influence consumers to make purchasing decisions. The influential factors can be categorized as cultural, social, individual, or psychological. Let's take a look at how these factors influence consumer decisions. Culture makes up the beliefs and values of a society that is acceptable. Understanding different cultures, subcultures, and social classes will help marketers to identify consumer needs and wants, and the best medium to communicate their product to reach their target market. Marketers know that humans are social beings and rely heavily on opinions of others when making purchasing decisions. Understanding how social influences affect consumer decision-making is vital to success for marketers. Trendsetters and opinion leaders are trusted individuals who have a particularly strong influence over others' opinions. These people can be social media personalities, celebrities, or even high-profile personalities. Individual factors such as age, gender, lifestyle, and self-image all play part in influencing consumer decision-making. Perhaps the biggest influential factors in consumer behavior are psychological factors. These factors react to certain cues of information received and how they are processed by the consumer. The subconscious attitudes and beliefs of consumers will play a part in the decision-making process alongside perception and learning factors. How items are perceived or interpreted will obviously have an effect on a consumer's decision. Subliminal learning factors such as repetition will impact a consumer's decision as well. So, how do marketers use these factors in marketing? By understanding at each level of decision-making what influences a consumer's decision, marketers can advertise their product to best meet the needs of the consumer. But where do consumer needs derive from? Do consumers develop new needs? or do marketers direct consumers' needs? Is what's cool determined by marketers or consumers? The answer may not be as straightforward as we think. Let's break it down by defining cool. According to Campbell and Warren, cool is a perception afforded by an audience. This perceived coolness varies between consumers, depending on factors such as age, gender, and culture. Campbell and Warren go on to say that something cool is something that is desirable, yet it is hard to pinpoint what the exact quality of a particular product makes it perceived as cool compared to relative products. The final and most important point made is that coolness is an expression of autonomy, something that is out of the ordinary and sets its own standards. By knowing the elements of what makes something cool or appealing to consumers, alongside how consumers decide what products to purchase and what motivates consumers to make purchases, marketers can harness elements of cool to develop and market products in conjunction with effective marketing techniques to direct consumers' needs. Now let's have a look at a recent cool trend, the comeback of the Legionnaires hat, and analyze how the consumer behavior marketing elements have made this item cool and appealing to consumers. The following clip is the ad for the tune rag / flap hat craze, started by the popular youth radio station Triple J.
Bueno, Alex, ya tengo hecha mi maleta de esplendo.
Esperate, olvidaste tu lloro legionario y tu trapo de tonadas.
Y es cierto, ahora no tengo lugar para las dos cosas.
Levate el lloro. Siempre hay que proteger en cuello.
No, necesito el trapo para limpiar la espuma que me provoca fluma.
El lloro, die.
El trapo.
Lloro.
Trapo.
Lloro.
Trapo.
¡Ay! ¿Por qué no los dos?
Introducing the new Triple J Legionnaires hat with detachable tune rag flap. Get yours now at triplej.net.au or at Splendor in the Grass.
Who would have thought that the once daggy, out-of-fashion, primary school memory-evoking ultimate sun protection headwear would make a comeback? All thanks to the clever marketing of popular youth radio station Triple J, it has happened. Now let's bring back Bob to demonstrate how the different influencing factors on consumer decision-making apply in marketing. Bob listens to Triple J and hears about this particular hat, triggering the need or desire for this product, which he does not have. Bob might want this hat as it is being advertised to him through the medium of radio, which he listens to and values the opinions of the trendsetters, the host of the radio show. Bob might think that this particular product will make him feel accepted amongst his peers who also enjoy the same radio station that Bob does, and whose values align with Bob's. However, this may be a subliminal thought, so Bob decides to do some research on this product to help with his decision to purchase. He looks to social media to see that others are purchasing this product and are very happy with their purchase. They think the product is cool. Bob knows that there are similar hats available, and they may even be cheaper. However, he is interested in the cool and unique features of this hat. So did Bob and the other consumers make the product cool, or was it the marketers? From this example, we can clearly see that the need recognition was not at all derived from Bob, that the marketers of the radio show directed the needs of the consumer and determined that the product was cool. Without these external influences, the consumer would not have considered this product and it would not have become cool. The product displays elements of cool as identified by Campbell and Warren. It is perceived cool by an audience, and it is desirable as it leads consumers to believe that it will improve their social status. It expresses a sense of autonomy and independence. While it is cool to a particular group of consumers, it is not something that will be widely known or accepted by other subcultures, giving it a sense of uniqueness. And finally, it is out of the ordinary. It doesn't follow fashion trends and makes its own statement. But it is not the consumer who decided this was cool. The seeds were planted by the marketers throughout the purchasing decision stages of consumers, concluding that while consumers perceive a product to be cool, It is the marketers who manipulate the thoughts and actions of consumers through advertising to direct consumers' needs. Is there a universally cool product? I would say that there are many products that are cool to many different people. However, I think that it would be hard to find a product that would be universally cool, as everyone has a different perception of cool, as in your perception of cool is different to my perception of cool, compared to somebody else's perception. And in response to what makes someone want to be cool anyway, it's the subconscious need for love and social acceptance that drives consumers to want to be cool. We might not always be aware of it, but it's something that we come across all the time, subconsciously.
Created using Powtoon.